Group B, the top three look well on course for the playoffs. Then there's a bit of a gap to fourth, and any one of the teams in the remainder of the group will be targeting that final playoff spot, and these two certainly fall into that category. Orlandina have come close a number of times to trying to pick up their second win. You can see them bottom of the pile there, 1 and 6. A couple of wins behind Ventspils in that fourth spot. Gaziantep just one win off fourth. And remember, Ventspils playing against Tenerife tomorrow night, likely to lose that match on the road. So it is still very much all to play for. And you can see from looking at the standings there how important tonight's matchup is in terms of the playoff aspirations for these two Basketball Champions League debutants. And this evening against a direct competitor in that playoff scrap. You'd struggle to argue against this one being a must-win. Here's a look at the Gaziantep roster this evening. You look to the number 15, the 37-year-old Jure Balasic, who leads 4 players averaging in double figures, 12.3 points per game. He had an MVP performance in the first meeting between these two. And then Sean Arman and Victor Rudd, 2 Americans, the numbers 1 and 2 respectively, and also the number 10, Mark Lyons, key players for the Turkish side. As for Orlandina, on the number 18, the Polish centre Jakub Wojciechowski is their leader in scoring with 11.6 points per game. And Engin Atser, German player, is an important all-rounder for them. 7.3 points, 4.4 assists, 3.6 boards, 1.3 steals per game. Eric Mayner, the number 3, an American who made his Champions League debut for the club last week, could be a key player if they're to get their second win here. He had 7 assists against MHP Reason on his first appearance in the competition for the club, but he was 0 of 6 from the field and scored just 4 points in that game. Gaziantep being introduced first here, 2 and 5 in Group B. They begun with a home court victory over Orlandina and then a 3-point road win at PAOK. But since then, 5 defeats in a row, losing each of the first 4 of those by at least 12 points. And then they went down by just 5 at home to Elan Chalon last week in Nenad Markovic's first game in charge as head coach. They lost that one 68-73. We're just waiting now for the official introduction of the home team, Orlandina of Sicily. They'll be well supported here, and they'll need their fans to get right behind them and take advantage of home court. If they were to lose, then there's a chance that they could fall 3 wins off the playoff places with just 6 games to go. You would have to say it would be highly unlikely for them to make a comeback from that position. This, for them, surely is a must-win. They're 1 and 6 so far. They came through a qualifier against Avtodar Saratov to make the regular season. Started with a defeat by just 5 points on the road to tonight's opponents, 82-77. It finished between these two in Turkey, but that was the first of a 5-game losing streak to start the campaign for them. They finally got their first win 2 games ago when they won 55-66 on the road at Ventspils, but they couldn't build on that last week. They lost 61-72 here to MHP Reason, who are one of the front runners in the group. In that game last week, they were punished for committing 22 turnovers against MHP Reason on this court. They also allowed their opponents 15 offensive rebounds and ultimately saw the Germans take 15 extra shots from the field to win the game by 11. And it was much the same story for Gaziantep in their last game. They were battered on the boards and especially on the offensive glass, 12-2 in favour of Elan Chalon, who had 11 extra shots in the game and won it by 5. It may well be then that the battle on the boards is key here this evening between these two. One thing is for certain, there's 2 sets of players here who will have to leave it all on the line if they're to potentially keep their chances of reaching the Basketball Champions League playoffs alive. And that's it for the official introduction of the two sets of players. We've seen a brief glimpse of the two head coaches as well. Gennaro Di Carlo for Orlandina, Nenad Markovic for Gaziantep. Now, I'll just run you through a bit more detail on some of the potential protagonists in tonight's story as we see the referees for the first time as well. From Slovenia, Greece and Montenegro. As for Orlandina, I talked about the big man Wojciechowski at centre. Eric Mainer, who's playing his second game for the club as well. Also potentially key Arnoldas Kulboka, Lithuanian teenager, who's wearing the number 8. He had a double-double against Gaziantep on game day 1. 12 points and 13 rebounds in that game on the road. Although he's averaged under 8 points and around 4 rebounds across the course of the opening 7 games. Had a nightmare last week, just 1 of 8 from the field, scoring just 3 points. Here's a look at the Gaziantep starting 5. Arman, Rudd, Ogut, Chinko and Freemanis. Freemanis, a key player potentially there as well. 17 points, 9 rebounds and 2 steals in a big performance last week where he was 8 of 12 from the field for coach Nenad Markovic's team. Coach Markovic very briefly in charge of Basketball Champions League champions Tenerife at the start of this season before parting ways with the Spaniards last month. This is just his second Basketball Champions League game as Gaziantep head coach, and he goes up against this Orlandina starting 5. Earring, Atsor, Kulboka, Wojciechowski and rounding out the starting 5, Ikovlev, the Ukrainian power forward. As for Gaziantep, I mentioned 4 players averaging in double figures for them. Sean Arman, a team second best, 12.1 points and a team high 4.9 assists per game. Victor Rudd, 11.3 points and a team high 8.3 rebounds per game as well. And fellow American Mark Lyons, 10.6 points per game. So the Turks are packed full of firepower. And Orlandina will need a big performance here to pick up their second win, as Gaziantep will need a big performance to end that 5-game losing streak. Despite that terrible run, they do have the edge over their hosts tonight in the majority of categories. They've averaged over 15 more points a game. Orlandina actually have the worst offense in the entire competition, averaging just 60.6 points per game. They're also the least accurate shooting team and the third worst at protecting the ball, over 15 turnovers per game from the Italians. But the way they can hurt their opponents is on the boards. I mentioned perhaps already that will be key. They average a tournament 7th best, 38.3 per game. Gaziantep, on the other hand, are second worst in that category in this competition. And the hosts will look to play tenacious defense as well in front of their passionate fans. They average 6.1 steals compared to the Turks' league second worst average of 4.6. Here we go then. It's 2 teams playing in this prestigious continental competition for the very first time this season, and 2 teams craving a first ever playoffs appearance. And it's Orlandina against Gaziantep live here on game day 8 of the Basketball Champions League regular season. The home side in the predominantly white jerseys and Gaziantep in the black with red trim. Not the biggest crowd in Sicily, but one that will get right behind their team. They are incredibly passionate supporters in this part of the world. Their team start with the ball. Wojciechowski out to the perimeter, moves it on across to the far side. Earring, young Slovakian, trying to play the ball into the paint. Here he goes, Wojciechowski out to the perimeter. It was a good look for three, missed, offensive rebound, and already there's a little look at what Orlandina can do on the boards, driving inside. The finger roll layup good for Engin Atsu. 33-year-old German getting Orlandina up and running. Sean Arman, 26-year-old American, moved on then again by Freemanis. He takes up a position in the centre. It comes to Victor Rudd for three, got it. He was only 2 of 8 from the field in the first meeting between these two this season, although he did have 11 rebounds in that game. Kulboka handing it off here to Earring. Earring just 19 years of age, moves it across to the far side, and it goes to Wojciechowski. He's looking to go one-on-one in the paint, fading back on the foul line. Soft touch and the kind bounce around the rim for him. Wojciechowski averaging 11.6 points to lead Orlandina in scoring this season, and he's got himself on the board already here this evening. Arman out to Rudd in that same spot again, behind the back dribble off the baseline, looking to go one-on-one now, edge of the paint. He's got the physicality mismatch against his opponent, but he can't make it count. Kulboka, it's a three this time from the big man, Wojciechowski, the big centre, stepping out and hitting the outside shot. 5 quick-fire points for him. Orlandini up by 4 after just 2 minutes. Arman. Moving into the centre is Freemanis. Arman shoots the outside shot instead. Freemanis is there to try and grab the rebound, but Orlandina recover the ball. Atsu. Moved across to Earring. Earring around the high screen. Back out it goes to Ikovlev. Earring again to the far side. Wojciechowski trying a difficult pass. There's only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. They have to put it up, and it was off the mark by Earring. A foul then in transition, which stops the fast break on Mario Earring. First foul of the game. It's been an exciting opening few minutes in this one. Orlandina up by 4. Ogut inside, off the glass, wouldn't go. Rebound grabbed by Kulboka. Kulboka bursting to the basket, getting contact along the way. One of 2 19-year-olds in the starting 5 for Orlandina. First foul on Gaziantep. It's on the number 44, Chan Ogut. Atsu. Kulboka out of bounds. It's going to be Gaziantep ball. He'll be desperate to bounce back, Kulboka, after that 1 of 8 shooting game last week. Ogut trying to shake off the attentions of Earring. Here's Arman. Arman kicks it back out. Quick elevation for the 3, and it's good. Errol Chan Chinko, who only averages 4.9 points. He's got 3 already. The floater from the foul line will roll around and drop for Earring. And a quick steal, but he couldn't quite cling on to it. Kulboka. Earring hanging that one up. Again, another soft touch around the rim. We saw a bit of that from Wojciechowski already. Ogut. Being harassed here as he brings the ball up the floor by Earring. Inside it goes, in traffic. Second touch wouldn't go, nor would the third touch. And Orlandina are able to come away with the ball thanks to the big presence of Wojciechowski again. Wojciechowski calling for Kulboka to come across to that far side. They'll take the outside shot with the Kovlev off the mark that time. And the rebound secured by Gaziantep. Arman. Rudd. Across to Victor Rudd again. He's hit a three-pointer already. Misses that one though. Orlandina scored 7 points in the opening couple of minutes. They've not scored for, well, they've only scored 2 in the last 3 minutes now. Wojciechowski looking to change that though as he dances through the defence. He's got 7 of their 11. Wojciechowski 3 of 3 from the field, including 1 from the outside. Arman out to this near side to Ogut. Ogut being forced away by Earring. Finds a pass to his teammate, although it slips through the fingers. And Gaziantep will turn the ball over. Wojciechowski getting away from Robert Carter there. It's Robert Carter's Basketball Champions League debut, by the way, for Gaziantep. Wearing the number 4. Here's Earring. Wojciechowski again out towards this near side. Kulboka. Kulboka into the lane, attacking, switches it mid-air onto his left hand and puts it in. And they found their feet again, the Sicilians. Nobody went to close him down, so he takes on the 3, misses it, grabs his own rebound, puts it back up and puts it in. Chinko has 4 points already. Fizz pass to Wojciechowski, fade away, long 2, got it, he's got 9 points already, Wojciechowski. 4 of 4 from the field. Arman back to Carter. Carter the handoff to Arman again. He elevates for the long 2, misses it, rebound grabbed by Kulboka. A chance for Orlandina to build a significant bit of breathing room here. Earring. Across to the far side, they fake to the corner, then it goes that way for the 3! Orlandina overdrive here in the first. Mirza Alibegovic with the 3. It'll force a timeout from Gaziantep. Composed, poised ball movement around the perimeter. And that stretches the lead to 9 points.
Come on, they play the pick here. 4 men is here. They are like this. Jump, even if you need to make it. Okay, it's clear. Full court, man. Deny. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Well, Jakub Wojciechowski's the story so far here for Orlandina, 9 of their 18 points. Although Mirza Alibegovic into the game and in with a bang. He's only had a minute on court and he just drained that 3-pointer from the corner, which forced the Gaziantep timeout and actually made it a 10-point lead now at 18-8. Plenty of work to do for the Turks now, trailing by double figures here in the first. 3.5 minutes to play of the first quarter. Ogut trying to get away from Earring out to this near side. Into Victor Rudd it goes. He looks to back in against Kovlev. Rudd kicks it back out for the 3 off the front rim, and the rebound secured by Kulboka. Kulboka finding the main man Wojciechowski inside, but he couldn't find the handle on the ball. First negative on his performance in these opening 7 and a bit minutes. Second turnover for Orlandina. Here's Victor Rudd. Creates a bit of room on the perimeter for his teammate. Moved on by Arman. And cross to this side to Chinko. Chinko has hit a couple already. Back in it goes to Carter. Out to Victor Rudd. Completely unguarded. Over the top of the backboard. And another miss from the outside for Gaziantep, who've really struggled to find their range. Now just 2 of 8 from three-point land. They're even worse inside, just 1 of 6. So that makes it 3 of 14 from the field. Orlandina, on the other hand, are shooting 72%, 8 of 11 so far. Ikovlev hands it off to Lagana. Ikovlev again, looking to burst behind the back pass. Beautiful move. And it'll be a trip to the foul line for Mario Delas. That would have been a highlight reel assist. Finding his teammate in traffic. The 31-year-old Ukrainian, Denis Ikovlev, creating this opportunity for the Croatian centre Mario Delas. And he makes the most of the first. He's averaged 5.7 points, 4.6 boards and 1 steal per game so far in this competition. And he makes them both confidently. Orlandina's lead up to 12 points. Remember, this is the worst offense in the entire competition. Orlandina averaging only around 60 points per game coming in. 20 already in 8 minutes here. Rudd giving it to Arman. Ogut directing traffic from this near side. Exchange between Rudd and Arman again. Here is Victor Rudd, kicks it to the corner. Arman again, shot clock down to the final 3 seconds. It's Rudd for 3, no, another miss, and a rebound secured by Ikovlev. A chance for Orlandina to extend their already healthy advantage here. From the far side, twisting and turning against the double team, trying to find a way out. Ali Begovic puts it in, somehow the circus shot falls for Ali Begovic. How did he get that one to go? Knocked away from him 2 or 3 times. And under pressure from a third, Sean Arman, he gets the contact and the basket. Ali Begovic unable to hit the and one, but the lead now up to 14. Arman. Will they take another 3? They will. It's Ogut way off the mark. The foul called underneath is on Delas, I think. And that one didn't even touch the rim. The Gaziantep radar completely askew right now. 2 of 10 from downtown, 3 of 16 from the field altogether. Less than 20%. The hosts are shooting 75%. They get a second chance opportunity here because of that foul. Gaziantep on the ball, on this near side, fired in. And they still can't score. And that time it was Robert Carter inside. Quick pass down the floor. Lovely ball movement to slice through the heart of the Gaziantep defense, although an offensive foul called that time. Nice ball movement on the fast break. A couple of quick passes, but they were cut off on the baseline. Jure Balajic into the game for Gaziantep. And they desperately need something. And they're hoping that their veteran leading scorer can step up and provide it. Ogut. Victor Rudd. Moved on to Chinko. Chinko out to Balajic. Across to this near side to Ogut. Shot clock winding down again to the final few seconds. He dances his way through the paint. Ogut. Beautiful move at the end of the shot clock. Beat 2 or 3 of them inside. First basket in a long time for Gaziantep. foul called as Mario Delas received the ball looking to attack low down. Fouls on Atzor there. Offensive foul against Orlandina. Makes it their fourth foul of the quarter, but we're towards the end of the period. Only a few seconds differential between shot and game clock. Big three-point attempt this, off the mark for Robert Carter. Would have given Gaziantep just a little bit of momentum. Still a 12-point Orlandina lead. Pass knocked away. Back to Atzor. Here's Ali Begovic for three at the end of the quarter, off the mark, and that will do it. A really promising opening 10 minutes for the Italians. Orlandina lead Gaziantep by 12 points, 22-10. 22 points for Orlandina, and 9 of them coming from their big centre, Wojciechowski. Just look at the differential in the shooting percentages here, quite remarkable. Gaziantep haven't found their feet whatsoever. The encouragement for the Turks is that they are only down by 12 points, despite such a horror show from the field, where they shot altogether just 22%, 4 of 18. Victor Rugg getting one of those from the outside. He's just 1 of 5 from the field, though. Carter is 0 of 4. Arman is 0 of 3. On the other side of the coin, Orlandina shooting the lights out by their standards, averaging only 60 points per game this season. They've got 22 already, 9 of them for Wojciechowski, 5 for Ali Begovic after coming in late. And their young players have attacked well inside. That time it was Kulboka getting his only score of the game so far. Earring has shown plenty of youthful exuberance as well. The two 19-year-olds providing a spark. But this man doing most of the damage, Wojciechowski. 9 points off 4 of 4 shooting so far for the Polish centre in 7.5 minutes on court. And this was a big three, forced the timeout. Ali Begovic into the game, his first shot. And that one extended the lead to double figures for the first time. So how can Gaziantep respond here in the second? Ogut. Balajic, who didn't play much in the first quarter, he starts the second. Rudds moves it back out to the perimeter, on by Carter to the far side. Ogut. Here's Carter again, getting inside this time, trying to hang it over the top of Delas to no avail. Ali Begovic. Atzor back to Earring. Orlandina will set and play in the half court here. Ali Begovic looking for the ball back from Delas, who clings onto it. Here's Earring, shot clock down to the final 2 seconds. He's got to just put this up, Earring, turning away and almost getting it to go. Grabs his own rebound as well. Wide open three is good for Engin Atzor. And even when Orlandina missed, they score. Forced the shot up right at the end of the shot clock, did Earring. Grabbed his own rebound, and Atzor was there to knock down the second chance opportunity. Here's Carter, balancing on the baseline, moving back into the paint. Hook shot off the mark, rebound grabbed by Delas. 15 points the advantage, and a chance to extend it here for Orlandina. Ali Begovic back to Delas. He runs interference on the perimeter. He'll take the outside shot himself this time. Misses, though. It would have been a 2, but it doesn't go down anyway. Here's Rudd. There's a foul on the perimeter against Atzor. First foul of the quarter. And this is the largest lead of the game so far for Orlandina. Thanks to that man who knocked down that three-pointer, Engin Atzor. They're 3 of 7 from the outside now. Wojciechowski. Gaziantep will be disappointed to see his return to the floor. Victor Rudd. Three-point shot for the Turks is wide of the basket and off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Ali Begovic. Here's Atsur. Atsur to Ali Begovic, who takes the quick three short. And the rebound to Balasic, who's still not got into the game at all yet. Here's Rudd. Balasic perched on the perimeter here. He'll take on the shot. Can he get going? Yes, he can. Their leading scorer is up and running. Balasic, who had 23 points the last time these two met back on game day 1. He was 5 of 8 from downtown in that one. Donda hands it off to Ali Begovic. Wojciechowski. There's a handoff to Atsur, who takes on a 3, misses this time, having hit his last one, and here comes Victor Rudd. Gaziantep trying to build a bit of momentum, and Rudd goes coast to coast to do just that. 5 quick-fire points for Gaziantep to take a 15-point lead down to 10 for Orlandina, who are forced to call timeout to try and stop this momentum the Turks are building.
High pick and roll, okay? High flat. If it's one player, ready to attack. Be dangerous every time you receive the ball, inside or outside. Ready to shoot and to attack. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
An insight into the timeouts of Nenad Markovic, the Bosnian head coach of Gaziantep, and Gennaro Di Carlo, the Italian head coach of Orlandina. The man who took over this Sicilian club in 2015 in terms of the head coach role. Was an assistant before that as well. As far as Nenad Markovic is concerned, just his second game in charge of Gaziantep here in the Basketball Champions League. His team having to come back from as many as 15 down. They have reduced the arrears to 10. Earring up against Zeus. 3-point shot right on the money from Kulboka. Orlandina very quickly back in business off the back of the timeout. 13 points the lead again. Here goes Armon, who's yet to score. Rudd hands it off. Across it comes to Zeus. Now Armon, nobody there as he looked to play it inside. Miscommunication on offense for Gaziantep and a turnover. Only their second, although they trail by double figures. They've really struggled to shoot the ball, just 6 of 23. They've actually taken 4 more shots, the Turks, than Orlandina. Here's Kulboka out to the corner. Earring looking to drive down the baseline. Got hit as he almost put it in. Foul on Erden Zeus. Zeus there, who's only played a couple of games so far in this competition before today, averaged 10 minutes in those 2 games. He sent this young man, Mario Earring, to the line. Earring seems to be finding his feet at this level. 9 points and 3 assists in 14 minutes in the narrow away defeat to Gaziantep on game day 1. And he's played confidently here on home court as well so far. Here's Rudd looking to hang it over the defense, too much on it. Rebound grabbed by Wojciechowski. And then another foul on Zeus. Orlandina's lead back to 15, which ties the largest of the game so far. And after Wojciechowski scored, I think it was 9 of their first 18 points, he's not scored any of their last 12. And they've found other players who've been able to step up and maintain this comfortable advantage at the moment. Kulboka, one of them, moves it on. Long two over the top of the defense from Ikovlev with a hand in his face. 17 points, largest lead of the game. Arman to Ayuz. Back he goes to Freemanis and Oldman again. Freemanis once more, looking to attack from this near side. The crossover towards the baseline, trying to get away towards the corner. Shot clock down to 1. There's no time for that attack from Rudd. The basket won't count. Great team defense from Orlandina as they force that third turnover on Gaziantep, whose offense showed little awareness of the position of the shot clock. Earring. A chance to extend a 17-point advantage. They've already more than double scored Gaziantep in these opening 14.5 minutes. Kulboka gets it back on this near side. Kulboka taking the sidestep three off the mark. Commanding take on the board by Armon. And a foul called against Orlandina. Big leap that from Sean Arman. Gaziantep are going to have to battle for each and every loose ball at this stage now. There's a long, long way to go in this one, but they show little signs at the moment of improving. Just that one 5-point burst that reduced a 15-point deficit down to 10, but since then they've conceded the last 7. Sean Arman, who's 0 of 3 from the field so far, their second leading scorer. Gets it back on the perimeter here. Arman trying to pick holes in this Orlandina defense. Bounce pass in towards Arman. He'll take on another shot, misses again. Rebound grabbed by Kulboka, and Arman is 0 of 4. Kulboka, left-hand drive towards the foul line, puts it up and puts it in. Would you believe it? They keep extending the lead up to 19. Kulboka has 7. And 5 of those have come here in the second quarter. Ogut. And this could very quickly get away from Gaziantep if they're not careful. Freemanis for 3. No, in and out that time. The wide open 3 not going for the Latvian. Earring. Prodding and probing and looking to penetrate now. Back to Kulboka, who's got the hot hand. Hung high. Wojciechowski shaking off the attentions of the entire Gaziantep defense as he puts it in. The Polish centre bullish and determined inside. That's his first score of the second. It takes him finally to double figures, and it forces another Gaziantep timeout. It's gone horribly, horribly wrong for the Turks. They trail here by 21 points, would you believe, against the worst offense in the competition over the first 7 games.
You cannot organize offense. You need 15 seconds to bring the ball. Take the ball. Wait. Bring your guy in. Screen. Sprint. Sprint. What kind of basketball you want? Okay. We won. We tennis now. Pick and roll defense with the foot. Why? Go in front to balance it. Okay,
only
go.
Have 2 fouls. Be very aggressive. Only 2
yes,
fouls.
Yes, sir. Go.
Aggressive.
Haydi, haydi. 1, 2, 3.
Orlandini shooting 61% from the field, including 83% inside. They've hit 10 out of 12 shots from 2-point range. Gaziantep shooting just 23% inside and out. 21 points is the lead. And I know there's a long way to go in terms of how quickly a league can disappear in a game of basketball, but they have to put it together quickly. Gaziantep down by 21. It's not over with 24 minutes to play, but they need a score just to lift them here. Carter Jr. attacking inside, blocked off on his route to the rim. Here come Orlandina again. Across to the far side, open three from the corner, everything going down for Orlandina. 24 points the advantage, Kulboka has 10. Eight of those 10, I believe, have come here in the second for him. Chinko, on to Ogut. Shot clock down to 3 here. Arman shoots over the top of the defence, misses. It's a big rebound underneath if they can grab it, and they can. Looking to attack from the far side. Stepping in and hitting the shot is Balasic, who's got 5 here in the quarter. 22 points the difference. Kulboka going all the way. Earring it was rather with the reverse layup. And the Gaziantep defence just falling asleep. The lead back to 24. Look at the difference in the field goal percentages. Outside shot off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Kulboka. It's been a remarkable scoring output here from Orlandina in the first half. Earring going one way and then the other. Finding Wojciechowski. He shoots the outside shot again, not that time. Arman with the rebound, looking to get down the field quickly. He hit his last one, this time he fires it inside, moved back to Arman, who's missed all of his shots so far, and I don't quite know why Balasic didn't take that open three. Balasic, who has come in and hit both of his shots so far, including his last one a few moments earlier, and his only three-point attempt. Passed up the open three from the high post. Instead, he worked it inside to Carter, who's 0 of 7, who then worked it out to Arman, who's 0 of 5. We'll try and get going here, Arman. Back out to Ogut. Deep three off the front rim. Then grabbing the rebound is Atzer. Gaziantep has scored just 7 points here in the second quarter after only 10 in the first. Atzer across to the far side. Delas was looking to set a screen. He's going to do so again here. Receives it now. Looks to attack right down the lane. Kicks it to the corner. The three-point shot is right on the money. And the sizzling Sicilians are searing hot. 26 the lead as Kovlev knocks that one down. High entry pass, block as well. They're doing it all now. Kovlev, who just hit the three with a big defensive intervention. Here he is back on the offensive end again, twisting and turning and firing. Orlandina can't miss. 45 points in the half. Would you believe this offensive performance? Balasic hands it off. Here's Ogut. Ogut moving it on to Chinko, across to the near side to Arman. Arman, remember, 0 of 5 from the field so far. Fires up another one at the end of the shot clock. He's 0 of 6 now. Carter grabs the rebound and he draws the foul from Delas. And coach Nenad Markovic can't quite believe what he's seeing. I'm not sure anybody can. Gaziantep inbound in towards Carter, trying to get the defense up in the air. Can he squeeze one in? Yes, he can. He wanted the foul as well, but he can at least settle for his first points of the game. He'd missed his first 7 shots before getting that one to fall. And it is, in fact, his first points in the Basketball Champions League for Gaziantep on his debut today. Stepping inside for the long two here and missing it was Kulboka. One of a couple in double figures already for Orlandina. And Gaziantep turned it over straight away. We're right at the end of the second quarter. It was a pretty good first for Orlandina. It's been an even better second so far. And very few expected that momentum and those shooting percentages to continue all the way through the opening half, but they have done. And him and his team have been riled and rocked and find themselves in an almost insurmountable position right now. Atzer. They'll try and get the final shot of the half now. Atzor finds a free path through the paint and puts it in. And the league's worst offence has shot the lights out here in the first half. 47 points over the first 2 quarters for a team that averages only 60 over the first 7 games of the tournament. 28 points is the lead. And the foul then on Lagana, which stops the clock, gives Gaziantep an opportunity with only 4 seconds remaining of the second to get a couple of much-needed points back. The home team at the foul limit, so the 2 foul shots taken by Ogut, and he makes the most of them. Still a chance to throw it up here, right at the buzzer. Wouldn't go for Lagana, but just about everything else has in the first half for Orlandina. 47 points for a team that averages only 60. Off the mark with that one, but they're shooting over 60% from the field. Orlandina 47, Gaziantep 21 at half-time. We talked about it being a must-win game for Orlandina, and boy have they stepped up to the plate and knocked one out of the park in this first half. Look at the shooting percentages, 82% inside of it, 5 3-pointers as well. Gaziantep on a complete drought throughout the whole of the half. The assists and the rebounds heavily in Orlandina's favour. Gaziantep unable to make the most out of 5 offensive rebounds to Orlandina's 2. Turnovers, both teams protecting the ball pretty well, it has to be said. One of them just shooting it far better than the other. Gaziantep's defence has been lethargic and they have been punished. Wojciechowski with 11 points to lead all scorers in the game, although he's not the only player in double figures in the first half. 10 points for the 19-year-old Kulboka as well, who took the scoring responsibility in the second quarter after Wojciechowski had bossed the first. Atzor with 7 as well, 6 for Ikovlev and 5 for Ali Begovic for the home team. It's been a fascinating first half of play in Sicily. A game that we expected to be tight and tense. It hasn't been at all. Orlandina have come out all guns blazing and blown Gaziantep away. Wojciechowski 11 points, 9 of them coming very early on. He was 4 of 4 from the field in the first, hitting that 3-pointer as well. Gaziantep scoring only 10 points in the opening quarter, 11 in the second quarter. Orlandina 22 in the first, 25 in the second. A team that averages only 15 points a quarter. Kulboka in double figures, 10 points for him, 4 of 7 from the field. He's also grabbed 7 rebounds and laid on 4 assists, has the 19-year-old Lithuanian. It's looking like mission impossible for Gaziantep in the second half. Can they mount a comeback? Do join us in about 10 minutes' time to find out. But at the half, they trail the Turks by 26 points. It's Orlandina 47, Gaziantep 21. Welcome back to Sicily, where we've got a scoreline that we just didn't expect here at half-time. The worst offence in the competition over the first 7 games, and they've scored 47 points. Orlandina, Gaziantep limited to just 21. Now have to try and come back from a deficit of 26 points over the next 2 quarters. It was the worst offence against the 4th worst defence in the competition at the start, and the worst offence has prevailed and then some so far, having averaged 60 points a game coming in, 47 over the first 20 minutes for Orlandini, who've got 2 players in double figures already. And that man Ikovlov has made an impact as well, with 6 points and 4 rebounds, but leading the way in terms of scoring, the 11 points of Wojciechowski, the Polish centre, and 10 points for the 19-year-old Lithuanian Kulboka. Atsor has 7, and everybody has stepped up and contributed in what has been the best half of their season so far. As for Gaziantep, well, they've shot just 23% from the field, 8 of 34 so far, 28% inside, 19% from downtown, and their leading scorers all have 5 points. Rudd, Balasic, who only came in the second quarter or late in the first, and Chinko all have 5. Balasic, the only player who's really hitting with any kind of fluidity, is 2 of 3 from the field so far. On his debut, Robert Carter Jr. is 1 of 8. And Sean Arman, their second leading scorer, coming in, is 0 of 6 from the field so far. 77 points, by the way, is Orlandina's best offensive output in the Basketball Champions League regular season so far, and that came against this opposition on game day 1 in Turkey. They lost that game by 5 points, 82-77. They're leading in this one by 26.
Set a good screen for him. Adjust even angle. Watch out, even you. Sometimes you can fake and go in this way, not only in this way. Ok? Stessa cosa quando giochiamo la 5 con te. Ogni tanto anche pinta e vai sopra, o pinta e vai sopra, per incastrare il tuo difensore nel blocco. Ok? First offense, like we start. Ok? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
20 minutes left to get through for Gennaro Di Carlo and his team before they can celebrate a second ever win in the regular season of this competition. Still plenty of work to do, but they put themselves way out in front, and Gaziantep have plenty of catching up to do. As for the Turks, despite the change of head coach to Nenad Markovic before the last game, it looks as though their losing streak may well extend to 6 games, and it's a little bit concerning to see how lethargic they've been on defence, and as well how poor they've been at shooting the ball under a new head coach. I mean, you have your off-night shooting, but you would expect maximum effort and dedication on the defensive end at least, and I'm not sure we've seen that from Gaziantep so far. Let's see if the coach's speech in the locker room at half-time can have an impact. Atsor trying to get away from Arman, across to the far corner, back out. Ikovlev to this near side, 3-point shot, nothing but nylon for Mario Earring, and they've started in the second half where they left off in the first. 50 points for Orlandina, the lead has grown to 29. Arman looking to work here with Freemanis. Stepping in, back out to Arman from Ogut, and Arman hits his first shot of the game after missing all 6 attempts in the first half. Does that signal a changing of the momentum, perhaps, a changing of fortunes for the Gaziantep offense? 26 points the difference again. Earring, long 2 this time, 5 points for him here in the second half already. Mario Earring up to double figures. Getting a whack for his troubles as well. In terms of the scoreline, though, it's Gaziantep who've been beaten black and blue. "28 points the difference. Here goes Arman again into the lane. Can he score once more? Yes, he can. Would you believe it, with the contact this time? So after missing all 6 shots in the first half, he's now hit 2 in a row in only 1 minute and 21 seconds of the third quarter. The first was a 3-pointer. The second is a chance at a 3-point play. Arman misses it. So 5 points for him so far. 26 points is the difference, as it was at the half. Earring. Three-point shot for the centre is too long. Wojciechowski off the mark. Offensive rebound for Orlandina, though. And a fresh 14 seconds to work with here. Engenatzer. The German jinking across to the far side and knocking it down. 9 points now for Atzer. Arman. Is he going to try and shoot again here? Across to Victor Rudd. Ogert looking to work with Rudd, who's running interference on the perimeter. Arman once more. Still plenty of time on the shot clock as he moves it across to the corner. And that one off the mark from Balasic as he stepped in down the baseline. Atzer. Closed down by Arman. Wojciechowski coming out to run interference and then bypasses him to the far corner. Rattles halfway down almost and then pops out again. Arman. Rudd, it was touched as it came towards him, off the fingertips of Ikovlev. Sean Arman to inbound, 16 left on the shot clock. Ogert, he'll take on the 3-point shot himself off the front rim. And Wojciechowski can only knock it out of bounds, still Gaziantep ball. There has been a bit of a upturn in fortunes on the offensive end for Gaziantep so far. Not by much, though, as Arman gets in. It's his change of fortune that might spark them back into life. 3 in a row now for Arman, after missing his first 6. High entry pass to Wojciechowski, who puts it in. And now up to 13 points in the game as he gets it to go over the top of Freemanis. Wojciechowski's 5 of 7. Orlandina thought they'd come up with a turnover there, but it's a foul instead on Atzer. Arman again. Difficult shot that time. Wojciechowski grabs the loose ball, and here come Orlandina in transition. Foul called against Ogert. You see there very briefly the field goal percentage is 62% I make it now for Orlandina and only 28% for Gaziantep. 28 points is the difference if you can do the maths. Here's Ali Begovic coming in for Orlandina. .28 points the difference, a chance to make it 30 for the first time. Wojciechowski into Ikovlev. Ikovlev up against Arman, backing him down into the paint. Kicks it out from the double team. Wojciechowski for 3, no. Gaziantep would have been looking at the deficit of 26 at the half and wanting to chip away at that, maybe getting it down to between 10 and 15 ahead of the fourth quarter. And they've got a long way to go if they're going to do that. They haven't made any inroads whatsoever yet. Victor Rudd between 2, and he'll get a trip to the line for 2. And they need them both, and then some. Second foul on Ikovlev. Nobody for the home team on 3 yet. North Gaziantep. There hasn't been too much foul trouble in any of the quarters so far. Landina, I think, got there right at the end of the second. Victor Rudd is a player with experience at the very top level in Europe. He's just one of two from the line there. He's only grabbed 2 rebounds so far tonight, Victor Rudd. He averages 8.3. Kovlev firing it in towards the low post. Pirouette, edge of the paint, put in beautifully by Wojciechowski. Some more Orlandina audacity. Wojciechowski has 15. And there's the steal as well. Here comes Kovlev down the floor, and he misses as he went for the big finish in the open court. Rudd to try and punish him at the other end. No. Grabbed though, and finally put in by Carter, who was just 1 of 8 from the field before that one. Great to see a smile on the face of the Ukrainian, who thought he could dunk there, but not quite. Kulboka. Midway point of the third, calling for it on the perimeter was Ali Begovic, but Kulboka said, I'm just going to go all the way myself. 12 points for the teenager. 29 the lead. Rudd. On to Arman, who's found a bit of form here in the second, gives it back to Victor Rudd. Rudd looking to go one-on-one, edge of the paint here, bullying his way through and putting it in. Victor Rudd up to 8 points. Kovlev. Kolbaka was calling for it in the low post. Recovered at centre court. Ali Begovic, no backcourt violation. Wojciechowski coming out, then moving back into the low post. Here's Earring. Earring towards the far side. Wojciechowski has to put it up here, leaning back, off balance, unable to get it to go. Arman. Across to Rudd. Thought about the three. Through the legs, tries to get closer to the paint. Backing in now against Kovlev, losing it. Out as far as Chinko. Shot clock's down to 5 here. Arman looking to attack, looking to draw a foul, stepping back, taking on the contested 3 at the end of the shot clock, nowhere near. Quickly down the floor goes Ali Begovic to put it in. Just bulldozed his way through. 29 is the lead again. Ali Begovic has 7. Orlandina have continued to score. 15 points already here in the third. Here goes Ogut. One way and then the other. 3-point shot is good for Erochan Chinko. He's one player who has been shooting the ball fairly well for Gaziantep. And so there's only been him and Balasic who've knocked down with any kind of consistency whatsoever. There's a rare turnover for Orlandina. Arman across to the far side, back out. He takes on another 3. Won't go down that time. And that was first opportunity, really, since that scoring burst from Sean Arman at the start of the half to build any kind of momentum for the Turks whatsoever. Back out, Earring for 3. Got it. 14 points for the other 19-year-old, Mario Earring. So the 2 teenagers in double figures having really good games here. Arman. Carter splitting a double team and getting inside and getting it to go. Final 2 minutes of the third, 27 the difference. Mario Earring. Kovlev. On to Kulboka. Kulboka back to Kovlev. Shot clock down to the final few seconds. Pushed up right-handed on the turn. Won't go down for Wojciechowski. First real series of misses in the whole game, you feel, for Orlandina here. They've missed their last 3 or 4. 3-point shot for Ogut from the far side won't go down. They're still shooting the ball terribly, Gaziantep, although there has been some improvement here in the third quarter. Tipped out of bounds before it went to Ali Begovic in the corner there. Chinko getting back. Chinko, who is 3 of 6 from the field for 8 points. He and Balasic, the only players shooting 50% or above for Gaziantep. No one out shooting even anywhere near 40% for the Turks. 1 minute and change remaining in the third. Orlandina inbound with almost a full shot clock to work with. Lagana. Wojciechowski hands it off to Ali Begovic. Wojciechowski moving inside. Ali Begovic passing away from the double team. Picked off though here. Here goes Chinko down the floor to put it in. 25 points the gap. And Erolcan Chinko continuing to play in difficult circumstances for his team. Double figures now for Chinko, 4 of 7 from the field. Timeout called by Orlandina.
Motion. Uba Mario. Second screen. They receive the ball. Attack. Use step in. Drive and kick. Relocation.
Every pick and roll, every off screen, and I don't want them to score. Make fouls. You have 3 fouls to give. Play transition with 2 big guys, Sky. With Victor and Bala. Okay, move the ball.
Nenad Markovic not happy at all with Gaziantep over the course of this game, despite the improvement here in the third. They've scored 19 points in this quarter after just 11 in the second and 10 in the first. They're outscoring Orlandina by 1 since the half-time interval. And they need to do a lot more than that, though, if they're to have any chance. And I think now, as we reach the end of the third quarter, you'd have to say that is that in terms of any chance of leaving Sicily with a victory. But they want to make it as respectable as possible. They have to consider points differential and tiebreakers that may come into play if they are locked level with tonight's opposition or any other teams moving into the playoffs. There's every chance here in Group B, as that one's off the mark by Ali Begovic, that there's going to be a number of teams very close, very tight for 4th place. The victory here will keep Orlandina alive with 6 games to go. Out of bounds and still Gaziantep possession. Unless there's a miracle turnaround from the Turks, both of these teams would be 2 and 6 in Group B. Sean Arman to inbound with just 23 seconds remaining in the third. 10 on the shot clock. It goes to Arman again on the far side. And gets the ball back out to the double team, steps in to take on the 3. Rebound grab by Dallas. 8 seconds to push the ball down the floor here for Orlandina. And a foul stops the clock at 5 seconds remaining. Let's see what Orlandina have up their sleeves for a 5-second inbound here. Lagana to get it into the corner. The 3-pointer, good for Arnoldas Kolboka. A Lithuanian lightning bolt to the heart of Gaziantep at the end of the third. Orlandina continuing to fire on all cylinders. And that one means they've hit surpassed even the 20-point mark in each of the three quarters. They lead by 28. They've extended their half-time advantage by 2, 68-40 at the end of 3. And there's a look at those shooting percentages, which remain high at 60% altogether from the field for the Italians. And Gaziantep improving up to 32% from the floor altogether. And they win that quarter 21-19 after the three-pointer at the buzzer from Kulbaka. Gaziantep sparked into life by Sean Arman, who missed all 6 of his shots in the first half and then hit 3 in the quarter. And that little run from him towards the start of the third was the only time they've built any kind of momentum. And for the most part, that third quarter was neck and neck, keeping the sizable advantage from the first half in Orlandina's favour. There's the leading scorer inside Wojciechowski. Now 15 points in the game, 7 of 12 from the field and 4 rebounds as well. And they've also got 15 points from Kulbaka, who's 3 of 5 from downtown. 14 points from the other 19-year-old Mario Earring. And there goes Kulbaka driving inside with the long left arm layup. 3 of 4 inside, 3 of 5 from downtown, 9 rebounds and 4 assists as well for Kulbaka, who's been very impressive. For Gaziantep, only really Erolcan Chinko, who's been knocking them down with any kind of regularity. 4 of 7 from the field for a team-high 10 points for him. It's Chinko's inbound to Ogut at the start of the fourth, 28 points the difference. Arman looking to force his way in, pulls up mid-range and misses. Rebound grabbed by Andrea Donda, an 18-year-old who's got limited minutes over 3 games so far in the Basketball Champions League. Great opportunity for him to get some more minutes to continue his basketball education here with his team way out in front. First foul on Gaziantep in the fourth comes very early. That's to inbound. Gets it back from Delas. Lagana. That's across to the far side. Shot clock down to 5. Into the paint goes the 18-year-old. Misses the wild shot. Victor Rudd. Across to Chinko, to the far side to Arman. Arman looking to work with Carter. Ogut. Back out to Rudd, who's going to try and get down the baseline, and he's fouled on that particular route by Mario Delas. Rudd. Arman. Carter moving inside. Arman back to Ogut. Here's Rudd again. High entry pass in towards Carter. Carter looking to go one-on-one as he skips through the paint. Puts it in at the end of the shot clock. Carter 4 of 11 from the field now for 8 points. Atzer to Dallas. Gets it back. Atzer around the big screen of Dallas into the paint. Flips it up. Soft touch from the big man. Gets it to drop. 70 points for Orlandina. Remember, their highest yet in this competition in the regular season is 77. Here's Victor Rudd. Ogut takes on a 3 and gets it. Nice arc on that shot from Ogut. His first from the outside, having missed his first 5 in a row. Lagana's going to try and answer back with a 3 off the mark. Here's Arman. They're looking to try and reduce the deficit here in the fourth. Rudd can't get it to go, but Chinko can with the tip. Chinko up to 12 points now. 5 of 8 from the field. 23 the difference, 7.5 minutes to play. That's around Dallas again. Here's Lagana to shoot the three again, and this time he gets it. Matteo Lagana, the 17-year-old, the youngest of Orlandina's young talents. Arman to Rudd. Rudd to Ogert. Looking to work with Victor Rudd on the far side. Gets around him, runs into Dallas though. Shot clock down to 5 here. Rudd with a couple of pump fakes, puts it up in the end and puts it in. Victor Rudd from the outside. So 23 is the gap once more. Rudd up to double figures, now has 11. There's a foul there against Sean Arman. Second of the quarter for Gaziantep. Might be number 4 on Arman. Dallas dishes it off. Nice hesitation and composure in the paint, and it falls for Donda with the contact. Heavy contact as well. Did little to throw the 18-year-old off track. Just 4 minutes per game across 3 games prior to tonight for Andrea Donda. He completes the 3-point play. Orlandina have young players who are growing into this regular season. The 2 19-year-olds, Earring and Kulboka, have been superb this evening. And they've even got minutes and scores for an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. Ogert. Arman. Arman on the dribble drive inside to this near side for 3 at the end of the shot clock. Wouldn't go. Carter trying to grab the rebound. Orlandina ball. Lagana. Ali Begovic is fouled, and that will be the 4th on Gaziantep here in the 4th. Clear foul on Chinko, reaching in and grabbing from behind. Any foul from the Gaziantep defence for the next nearly 6 minutes now will send the Orlandina offence to the line, whether it's a shooting foul or not. Mario Earring. We'll get it back here from Dallas. Ali Begovic. Looking to attack from the far side, through a gap, beautiful play, puts it in. It's been the best offensive performance in the Basketball Champions League for Orlandina so far, and with nearly 6 minutes to spare. 78 points. And they've surpassed the 77 they scored on the road in Turkey against the same opposition on game day 1. Victor Rudd will go to the line here for 2. Wonderful ovation for all of those going out and coming in off the bench for Orlandina. Dallas picking up his 4th foul there. Each and every one of them, key player or role player, has put everything on the line and performed superbly this evening. Their best performance of the campaign by some distance, I think. Their 2nd win is imminent, and they're very much keeping themselves in the playoff picture. Elsewhere in this group, Elon Chalon beating Neptunas Klaipeda at the moment by 9 points. In a game that's towards the end of the 3rd quarter. It's not really the best news for Orlandina, because Elon Chalon would move on to 4 wins up into 4th place. Neptunas Klaipėda, one of the teams who are in the top 3 and look on course for the playoffs already. Gaziantep timeout called here as they look to continue their damage limitation policy.
I want to steal this ball. All 5, press full court. Full court, including Cuba. Non voglio che lui viene a prendere la palla qua. Anticipo, ok? Jump, here, to deny long pass.
Bro, if it's on the side, play drop, but come to the ball. Okay? Be aggressive on the ball. Okay? Play in offense. Okay, pass to 5, make screen for Victor. Okay, hand off for Victor to attack. If you cannot attack, dribble, hand off, 5 open, pass, back door one more time. Okay.
Just a reminder of the picture in terms of the playoff places in Group B. If Alan Chalon cling on to what is now a double-digit lead over Neptunas through the 4th quarter, they move on to 4 wins, which would mean both of these two clubs, All-Andina and Gaziantep, are 2 wins out of the playoff places with 6 games to play. It's doable, but it would need to be some finish for both of them. The problem is there's so many clubs fighting and exchanging wins and losses. Wojciechowski back out to Earing. Earing blazing past the defence and getting the foul on Balasic. Jure Balasic hasn't played a great deal this evening, their leading scorer. Well, he's been on the court actually more than I expected before looking at that. 18.5 minutes, but he's only taken 4 shots, hit 2 of them. A player who came in averaging a team-high 12.3, shooting 63% inside and 53% from downtown. And they could have done with him taking a few more shots. I can think back to the 1 open 3 that he passed up in the first half. It's too late now. Here he is on the far side, stepping in and taking a shot and hitting it, and that's why perhaps he should have been shooting more. 3 of 5 from the field now. Right on cue. 4.5 to play. 25 points the difference. Earing. Wojciechowski from the stripe, can't get that one to go. Ogut. Ogut edging his way into the paint, moving it to the corner. Here he is again. Balasic off the mark this time. Kulboka. Oh, he lost the ball as he dribbled against his shins. Ogut to Victor Rudd. Chinko. Chinko getting fouled on his path down the side of the paint. It's on the 17-year-old Matteo Lagana. Second foul on him. Third foul for All-Andina. Gaziantep are at the limit already. Trying to set the high screen is Freemanis here. They're moving across to the far side and blocked by Wojciechowski. Although it's still going to be Gaziantep ball. His last touch out of bounds. And the shot clock with 7 seconds remaining, 3.5 minutes left in the game. All-Andina have really taken their foot off the pedal here in the fourth after 3 scintillating quarters, which really put the game to bed. Victor Rudd going for the big jam and missing it. Here come Orlandina down the other end. Step back 3 is good for Kulboka. What a performance from him. 4 of 6 from downtown, and the 19-year-old has 18 points. Just to rub salt in Victor Rudd's wounds after he looked like he'd hurt himself on that dunk attempt. Oga back to Armand. Armand stepping in, corner of the paint, puts it up and puts it in. The first time Orlandina have hit the 80-point mark in the Basketball Champions League regular season. They've done it in style. This man's got the hot hand right now. He tried to penetrate that time, Kulboka, and it was touched out of bounds. Seven of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from the outside, 18 points and 9 rebounds. He's within touching distance of the double-double. Ogut thought about it again and then missed it, and Kulboka there with the rebound. So it's a double-double for the 19-year-old, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists in the game for him. Here he is again, Kulboka. Earring to Kulboka. Thinking about the 3 once more, fires the pass inside this time. Thrown up wildly off the mark, wouldn't go down. Second attempt for Wojciechowski. Third time lucky perhaps, yes. Wojciechowski has 17. Earring trying to apply pressure on Armand, who races away. Coming out to set a screen perhaps was Freemanis. Armand across to Victor Rudd. Victor Rudd getting inside and slips through the fingers of Freemanis. A turnover from Gaziantep. And the fans in Italy perhaps will be on their feet for these final 98 seconds. What an ovation as the 17-year-old Lagana goes to the bench. He's come in and hit a 3-pointer and provided a couple of assists as well. Played 16.5 minutes here this evening at such a young age in such a big competition. Earring. Another youngster will take his time and back off and call for the high screen of Wojciechowski. Goes around it, hangs it up, off the backboard, wouldn't go. And Gaziantep the rebound, and we approach the final minute now. Armand behind the back dribble, getting inside. Can't hit this shot. Earring comes away with it. Wojciechowski turns to face the basket. Looks to drive in against Freemanis. Creates a bit of room, misses the shot. Victor Rudd grabs the rebound, his 5th of the game. Across to the far side, it's a nice pass too. Move back out to Armand. Armand steps in. Nice ball movement as Freemanis puts it in too little too late for Gaziantep though. 26 points still the difference. 15 seconds differential between shot and game clock here at the end of the game. Earring. Is there one final basket to cheer for the Italian fans? Off the mark that time. Rebound grabbed by Ogut. And the shot clock turned off at the end of the game. Orlandina hearing it from this Sicily crowd. As Sean Armand looks to dribble out the clock here. I'm not sure he's going to take a final shot. What a performance. They've been Italian stallions tonight. A record offensive output to pick up just their 2nd ever Basketball Champions League win. Orlandina, 83 points to beat Gaziantep by 26. And I said it was a must-win game for them before the opening tip, and they rose to the challenge. 47 points in the first half, did the job really. They just had to hold off any kind of Gaziantep rally in the third, and they did that as well, and completely took their foot off the pedal in the 4th quarter. Some really big performances. the pick of the bunch, the 19-year-old Arnaldas Kulboka, 18 points, 10 rebounds and 4 assists. He was 4 of 6 from downtown. And here we look at the overall shooting numbers for the two teams. Very impressive, 56% from the field altogether for Orlandina. Gaziantep just 25% on the outside, 43% inside. Battered on the boards as well by 10 rebounds. And Orlandina surviving 9 turnovers, 2 more than Gaziantep. They had a couple of big blocks, but it was all about their offense really this evening. Coming in, averaging just 60 points per game. They scored 47 in the first half, 83 altogether, led by Kulboka in both scoring and rebounding. 17 points for Wojciechowski, the centre, 9 of those coming in the first quarter. He was 8 of 16 from the field and grabbed 7 rebounds as well. Earring, another 19-year-old, had 14 off 5 of 9 shooting, as well as 4 assists. They the 3 key players for Orlandina. As for Gaziantep, just 12 apiece for Rudd and Chinko, nobody else in double figures. This is how Group B stands at the moment. Both of these clubs now 2 and 6. And looking at it there, just 1 win off the playoff places. Alon Chalon, though, are in action this evening. And they have a 6-point lead now over Neptunas Klaipėda at home with 6 minutes to play. So it's all to play for there. And as far as these two clubs are concerned, they'll be desperate for a Neptunas Klaipėda comeback to try and keep it as close as possible in the fight for the playoffs. It's been a pleasure having your company for this one in Sicily. What a performance from Orlandina to pick up their 2nd Basketball Champions League win. From me, Tim Long, it's goodbye for now.
Sulaimanis